Tuesday, March 5, 2019, 9 a.m. 25 degrees Fahrenheit, 12 p.m. 22 degrees Fahrenheit. 5-day forecast. Luke Perry's quiet kindness revealed. Heartfelt stories of the joyful soul floods social media following his death at 52. From carrying balloons for crying children on planes to helping with flood relief, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez chief of staff is accused of illegally funneling nearly $1 million in political donations to his own firms, according to an explosive complaint filed with the FEC. Over 30,000 pounds of ground beef are recalled over hard plastic and metal contamination fears following customer complaint. Ben Carson announces plans to leave the Trump administration after first term and says he's interested in returning to the private sector for more influence. Robin Roberts labels her controversial Jussie Smollett interview a no-win situation after ABC staffers claim she was taking advantage of the political scandal that could bring down Justin Trudeau. Canadian PM's star cabinet minister resigns as corruption investigation deepens like a giant knife scraped the ground. Aerial photographs reveal the utter devastation caused by the 170 miles per hour Alabama tornadoes as they razed homes to the ground, killing 23, including 3 children, as rescuers say the death toll will rise. Alabama tornado that killed at least 23 was so powerful it ripped a huge billboard from its display and carried it 20 miles across the state line into Georgia. Pictured 10-year-old girl and 6-year-old boy who are among the 23 people killed by twisters that ripped through Alabama and Georgia, destroying homes and leaving over 40,000 without power in the deadliest tornado tragedy in 6 years. End of an era. Hillary Clinton confirms for the first time she is not running for president in 2020 and says she won't seek elected office again, but adds she is not going anywhere. Former Nissan chairman Carlos Ghosn granted $9 million bail by Tokyo court after 3 months in jail. British man becomes the second person ever to be cured of HIV after a stem cell transplant. Man, 33, is charged with murder after 11-year-old Alabama girl is found strangled to death in the woods 200 yards behind his home. Attorney General Bill Barr won't recuse himself from oversight of special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation following guidance from senior career ethics officials at the Justice Department. Beverly Hills 90210 star Luke Perry dies aged 52, surrounded by his family, fiancé and 2 children, just days after suffering a massive stroke. Michael Jackson told his rape accuser James Safechuck that his marriage to Lisa Marie Presley was just for show and bought the boy's family a house after they testified in his defense during the 1993 Jordan Chandler sex abuse case. Finally, anonymous winner in South Carolina comes forward to claim the $1.5 billion Mega Millions jackpot after remaining silent for 5 months. Teenage boy plunges to his death from luxury Manhattan high-rise on the Upper East Side. Outrage after white Alabama high school students are filmed making racist slurs and joking about concentration camps as they discuss how to get rid of black people and Jews. Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido returns home to challenge President Nicolas Maduro despite the threat of arrest. Parents of dead West Point cadet, 21, retrieve his sperm after he passed away from ski accident at the academy. What are you doing to mommy? Chris Watts murdered his 4-year-old daughter Bella after she walked in on him strangling his pregnant wife Shannon, and begged her father to stop, reveals family lawyer. Boy, 17, is arrested for the murders of teenage couple who were shot dead then set on fire in their car in a drug deal gone wrong. The tiny tweaks that age-proof your brain, from changing radio stations to avoiding tubby friends, a neuroscientist reveals the small life changes that create new gray matter. Carson called the move likely in an interview with Newsmax TV on Monday. The pediatric neurosurgeon was appointed Secretary for Housing and Urban Development following his failed Republican presidential bid in 2016. His appointment to the post by President Trump was widely questioned at the time, as Carson had no experience in any form of housing policy. B. Chantal Edmonds for DailyMail.com. Published 1:36 Eastern Standard Time, the 5th of March 2019. Updated 2:47 Eastern Standard Time, the 5th of March 2019. Ben Carson has plans to leave his post as Secretary for Housing and Urban Development (HUD) at the end of President Trump's first term and return to the private sector. Republican Carson made the announcement in an interview with Newsmax TV on Monday, where he said the move was likely. I would be interested in returning to the private sector because I think you have just as much influence, maybe more, there, he said. President Donald Trump listens to remarks by Carson before signing an executive order establishing the White House Opportunity and Revitalization Council at the White House in Washington on December 12, 2018. Carson was appointed to the post by President Donald Trump following his failed presidential bid in 2016. The appointment was widely questioned at the time, as Carson had no experience in housing policy. The pediatric neurosurgeon attracted early criticism in the role after emails showed Carson and his wife ordered a $31,000 dining room set to redecorate his office, as reported by the New York Post. The ordering of the set was subsequently cancelled. In the interview with Newsmax TV, Carson said he would certainly finish out his term. Carson and New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio trade pens after signing a new agreement for the New York City Housing Authority on January 31. In April 2018, as HUD Secretary, Carson put forward ambitious plans to change federal housing subsidies, which would see an increase in the rent of tenants receiving federal housing assistance. At the end of January, Carson signed an agreement with New York Mayor Bill de Blasio intended to correct mismanagement of the NYCH and announcing a new federal monitor for the city's public housing authority. His comments about stepping down from the role presume a second term is on the cards for Trump. Carson attends CPAC 2019 on February 28 in National Harbor, Maryland. The American Conservative Union hosts the annual Conservative Political Action Conference to discuss the conservative agenda. Advertisement. Read more. Ben Carson to leave the Trump administration after first term. Female Today. Don't miss.